Okay, so here we are with another DC Universe Spin Masters figure, and of the three that I got today, this is the one I was most excited about. It's Green Lantern! And as you can see, it's the Jon Stewart version of Green Lantern in his costume that was designed for the Justice League Unlimited cartoon series. Actually, somebody will, if I don't say something, somebody in the comment will be like, actually, it's just Justice League. It wasn't Justice League Unlimited until the third. I don't care. I just call the whole series Justice League Unlimited because I feel kind of stupid calling a series just Justice League. Because, it just seems kind of like it could be anything. If I say Justice League Unlimited, you know what I'm talking about. Even if you're going to be pedantic and correct me about it. So that's why I call it that. So, bite me. Anyway, I've been looking for this Green Lantern figure for a really long time now, and he's been really hard to find. And I blame the movie with with Ryan Reynolds in it. And I'm not blaming Ryan Reynolds, just so we're clear, because I thought he was fine in that movie, but the movie itself just it wasn't that good. And I know I'm gonna get people in the comments saying, "Well, it wasn't that bad. It was all right." I'm like, "Yeah, it was. It wasn't that bad. It was all right, but it wasn't great." And Green Lantern needed to have a really great movie, and I think that's why it didn't do so well at the box office. And ever since then, Warner Brothers has basically shown Green Lantern no respect, and that's why I think part of why this figure was kind of difficult to find. Uh, but he's a really nice looking figure. I'm really happy to finally find him. I've been looking for him in stores for a long time, and the only place I'd been able to find him would be on the Amazon website, and they'd have him selling for $80 or something ridiculous like that. And I'm like, yeah, I want that figure, but I don't want him $80 bad. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people will probably be a little salty that they went with Jon Stewart instead of Hal Jordan, but I think there's a few obvious reasons as to why they went with Jon Stewart instead of Hal Jordan, and I'm gonna get into those right now. First of all, like I said, the movie that had Hal Jordan in it didn't do that well. Second of all, a lot of people that grew up within the past 20 years or so, if they know Justice League, chances are they know Justice League from the cartoon, in which the main Green Lantern was Jon Stewart. So it makes sense that they would they would lead off with him. And thirdly, and to address the elephant in the room, he is a black guy, and that gives us another black character for our superheroes. And I don't think anybody's going to disagree with me when I say that it's good to have some ethnic diversity to your line, even if you're not coming up from it from the point of view of, oh, we need to have representation and that sort of thing. To me, I think it's just more interesting to have different types of people than just one homogenous group. So, and also, I don't have him to compare with me right now. Let me go grab him real quick. Hang on a second. Because he's right over here. It shouldn't take me too long to find him. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but he even has a slightly different shade of skin from Cyborg. So that's nice. Usually most action figures just have the same shade of skin. I don't think Batman's skin color is too different from Superman's skin color, but they do have a slightly different shade of skin. So that gives you another level of diversity in the truest sense, not just in the racial harmony sense or whatever, in the sense of people looking different. So let's go ahead and open these up. And I guess first I'll go ahead and open up the equipment locker section. There's a little piece of tape there. Why don't I cut that? But yeah, I'm sure they'll get around to doing Hal Jordan eventually. How could you not? They've got an Aquaman with a beard and an Aquaman that's clean shaven. You think they're not going to do two different Green Lanterns? Just calm down. They'll get to Hal Jordan. And granted, I am more of a Jon Stewart fan than I am a Hal Jordan fan, but, you know, it's what it is. I like Alan Scott best of all. Alright, so being Green Lantern, of course he's going to come with some reconstructs, and they're colored in green plastic. It probably would have been nicer if they were colored in clear green plastic, but I'll take what I can get. So here we have like a flamethrower type weapon. So that's pretty cool looking. And you can see it's got like a little bit of green flame at the front of it. Maybe it's supposed to be a blaster and not a flamethrower. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's a green gun that's doing a pew-pew thing. So that's cool. Oh, I should show this off. This is nice. We didn't get this on the Batman figures because they don't do this anymore. But they actually give us a little bit of artwork here with Green Lantern and the Flash. So that's pretty neat. And by the way, as far as I'm concerned, my Flash figure that I have is Wally West. Again, I like the Justice League cartoon. What can I say? I might have a slight preference for Jon Stewart over Hal Jordan, but I have a vast preference for Wally West over Barry Allen, because Wally West didn't destroy the entire DC universe. I mean, they did try to turn him into a serial killer later, but I'm pretty sure that didn't take. I ignored it anyway. So again, here is a ring construct. Here, it's a giant fist. So, like, you know, if you want to make some ring constructs for Green Lantern figures, Giant Fist should be your go-to. Like, Giant Fist will be the first thing that I would think of. And it's not quite as giant as, like, you know, you see it in the comic book a lot of the times, but they had to fit it into this package. So, I'm going to have some fun with that later. This, I don't know what the third accessory is yet, but I can't see it topping Giant Fist. Giant Fist is my favorite. Again, the only thing that could have made this better if it was in, like, translucent plastic. I would have rather had clear green plastic than just kind of plain lime green plastic. And the third accessory, oh, well, I should have known it would be this. It makes sense, is the power battery. Which, that looks pretty cool. Even though I think it's a little bit oversized. You know, a lot of the times with these characters, I feel like the problem with the power batteries is they're undersized. Like the Mattel versions of Migos that they made, like 10 years ago or so, those that came with power batteries, I felt like those were too small. This one I feel like is going to be too big. But anyway, this looks like to me like a battery that would come with a 6-inch figure, and if it came with a 6-inch figure, then I'd probably complain it's a little too small. But for a 3 3/4-inch figure, it's a little too big. I don't know. I kind of feel like the power battery that came with Superpowers Green Lantern was the perfect scale. Let's go ahead and before we look at the actual figure itself, let's have a look at the pamphlet that comes with them and see what we got here. And I'm pretty sure this is the same pamphlet that same pamphlet I've been through before. But there are some figures on here that I haven't seen yet. Namely, Gorilla Grodd. I don't think I've seen him in a pamphlet. I don't remember. Got Reverse Flash there. I'll be keeping an eye out for him. Most of these other figures, like, I already have. Like, I have Aquaman, I have Superman, I have Cyborg, I have Shazam, you know, Wonder Woman. I don't have a regular colored Flash yet. The only Flash I have is the metallic colored one. And I will be getting a regular colored Flash when I have the opportunity, because my plan is I will use the metallic Flash to represent Wally, and the plain red Flash to represent, what's his name? Barry Allen, yeah. So, go ahead and take Green Lantern out of the package. And he does slightly look like the guy that plays Diggle on Arrow, which, you know, there's constantly the rumors that they were going to have him become Green Lantern. And even then, like, I think, like, it turned out John Diggle actually was, like, a doppelganger to Jon Stewart in the John Wesley Ship Flash universe, whichever one that was. So yeah, he would look a little bit like Diggle from Green Arrow, wouldn't he? It's a great head sculpt. I like that a lot. And you can see he's got like the green eyes, the glowing green eyes, like he had on Justice League Unlimited. And here's something interesting. He has this ring on his left hand, which I believe Jon Stewart usually has his ring on his right hand. I know he did on the cartoon anyway. Uh, Usually it's Alan Scott that's the Green Lantern that wears the ring on his left hand. So that's interesting. But if you don't like that, it's not actually sculpted in. It's just a little spot of paint on there. So you could repaint it so that his ring would be on the right hand instead of the left hand if you really want to. Let's go ahead and put some of these accessories into his hands. Let's see how that looks. So, like I thought, this battery is a little gigantic for this figure, and it looks a little big in his hands. But it's still pretty cool, and I'm glad they included it. Look, the thing's so top-heavy, it actually pulled the action figure over. So, let's put this gun into his hand, see how he looks with that. You know, ever since the Justice League cartoon, he's been a former Marine, so it makes sense they'd have him with a gun. One of my favorite episodes is what was the name of it? Where they go back in time to World War II, and his ring runs out of power, so he just winds up like, you know, going full on Marine and picks up some World War II battle gear, and he winds up teaming up with Sergeant Rock and Easy Company, and that was pretty badass. I really liked that episode. So I know I keep talking about the cartoon more than I talk about the comic book, but Jon Stewart was just so cool on that cartoon, and I think that, you know, it's a big part of the reason the character is so popular today. I mean, he was reasonably well liked in the comic book, don't get me wrong. You know, he had interesting stories, and his own series, Mosaic, which was really good. But I really think, like, that Jon Stewart came into his own on Justice League Unlimited, and that was where a lot of people, like, he would have become their favorite Green Lantern. So, last but absolutely not least, saved the best for last, the Green Fist, which this is a right fist, so you would think that it implies that it's coming out of the ring on the right hand instead of coming out on the left hand, so I kind of wonder if that was a mistake, if maybe they didn't mean for it to be that way. But you can see the way it's supposed to fit onto the hand. There's a peg for the hand to hold, and it's actually at an opposite angle from how the fist is posed on the figure. But that's pretty neat. So he can just haul off and get ready to deck somebody with this giant green fist. And then, wham! Punches evil right in its smug face. What do you think of that? So, yeah, this is a great figure. I'm really happy to have him finally. I kind of feel like my Justice League is a little bit closer to completion. Like, for me, I'm an old school guy, so I kind of feel like, you know, you have the big seven of the Justice League. And out of those, you know, granted, it's not Hal Jordan, who was the founding member of the Justice League, but still, you have a Green Lantern at least representing the core, so that's good. Martian Manhunter is like the one guy that's missing. So I would really appreciate it, Spin Master, and I know I'm not alone here. A lot of us want our Martian Manhunter figure. You know, I'd compared this line to Superpowers earlier. I forget if it was in this video or one of the other videos I was talking about it. I kind of feel like this line of figures is kind of what Superpowers would be like if they'd made it today. You know, and that's pretty high praise considering how Superpowers is one of the best lines of superhero action figures ever made. But one of the things that made Superpowers great, if anybody from Spin Master is watching, is the diverse assortment of characters. And I don't mean diverse just in terms of, like, you know, make sure you have ethnically diverse characters, which, like I said, that's important. We want to have that. But, you know, in addition to guys like Superman and Batman and characters that you know the kids are going to want to buy. They had more obscure characters in there too. They'd mix in characters like Doctor Fate or Martian Manhunter was another example. The first time I ever heard of Martian Manhunter, who was not somebody who was in comic books a whole lot while I was growing up, he didn't really become a major character again until after Crisis on Infinite Earths. The first time I saw Martian Manhunter actually was on the Superpowers action figure, and I thought he was a really cool character there. So it's not like kids even need to be familiar with these characters. They just see a character on the shelf and it speaks to them. Or maybe their parents just need something for an extra stocking stuffer. So, well, I don't think he has Martian Manhunter. Go ahead and get that one. So it may be a weird sort of segue in a video reviewing a Green Lantern action figure to go ahead and talk about how much I would like a Martian Manhunter, but if anybody from Spin Master's watching, yeah, we do want Martian Manhunter. We're looking forward to that figure. Please give us a Martian Manhunter. So, and Dr. Fate. Give us Dr. Fate, too. He's going to be in the Black Adam movie, so he's going to get some exposure there. Give us a Dr. Fate. Give us Hawkman. Give us Black Adam. Hell, you've already got a Shazam figure that you can just repaint that. Just give him a different head and put him in black plastic instead of red plastic. Done. So, but anyway, Green Lantern is a must-have. Like, if you're collecting this line, you need to have a Green Lantern figure. It's like, if there's one complaint I had about Zack Snyder's Justice League is that there was no Green Lantern. And Zack tried to put Green Lantern in there, but Warner Brothers wouldn't let him. Well, he is an essential part of the team. And I don't care if you use Hal Jordan, I don't care if you use John Stewart, I don't care if you use Guy Gardner, but there's got to be a Green Lantern in there. It's a role that needs to be filled and needs to be represented. You notice I haven't taken this giant fist off of his hand. I love this thing so much. This is easily the best of the accessories he came with. I love the giant fist. So anyway, that's it for John Stewart. Hopefully they will do a Hal Jordan later on down the line, because I really would like to see Hal Jordan. But I'm happy to have John Stewart to fill the Green Lantern role in my figure line. That's pretty much it for this episode. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and do all the fun YouTube stuff below. Tell me what you think about this Green Lantern figure. Tell me what you think about John Stewart. Who's your favorite Green Lantern? Like, I know probably most of you are going to say Hal Jordan, and that's a good choice. I like Hal Jordan an awful lot. He's the one I grew up with. But is he my favorite? No, because I like John Stewart just a little bit more, like I said. And John Stewart isn't even my favorite, because, yeah, I do like Alan Scott quite a bit, so he might get a little bit of a bump over John Stewart even. But Alan Scott isn't even my favorite Green Lantern. Do you know who's my favorite Green Lantern? Sinestro. Have a good one. Bye.